Louisiana Beer Review Special Edition, Boatswain American India Pale Ale IPA. Revisited 6.7% alcohol, comes in a blue can, cans only. Used to have bomber bottles though. When it first came out it was in those big 22-ounce brown bottles, but now they've gone to can. Blue, white, yellow. Now on the side they give good information. Brewed and canned by Rhinelander Brewing Company, Monroe, Wisconsin. It's not an alias name like they do with a lot of their brands. It's the actual brewery, and they have their own. They do brewery tours there, and they have their own line of beers, you know, their stuff. 79 bitterness units, so you get a true IPA bitterness level, 79, you know, it's not 35. Appearance, brown, original gravity, 15.46. 24/255, 9:02 a.m., so that means it's best by the 255th day of 2024, which is telling me it was canned a year before that date. Okay, so they're probably giving it a year. That's too long on an IPA. I think 6 months would be far more than enough. This runs $5.99 a six-pack. For the longest time, they were $4.99 a six-pack. And I think the bombers were like $2.99. So the can offering is a much better price point. When I first tried this, now the last time I did a solo review of this beer was 2017. I was looking at my records. We did do a duo review of it. My friend David likes to buy this from time to time at Trader Joe's. He prefers this over the red label, the double IPA, the 8.5. He finds this a little more balanced. So I realized it had been that many years since 2017. Now back in 2017, this was at best strange, and more honestly, it was kind of like unpleasant. And I think they did get feedback from their customers, Trader Joe's, and they said, you know, we don't like it, it doesn't taste good or whatever, you know. And I think they got with Rhinelander, which is under Minhas. They own breweries in Canada too, or at least one brewery. They said, look, we know we want to keep the cost down. The ingredients have to be inexpensive. We get that. Because like I said, it used to be $4.99 a six-pack. And they used to make a chocolate beer too, a chocolate stout, but that's gone. That was 5.5. And they used to make called a strong ale, heavy lift vessel. The khaki label, that's gone too. I don't know why they got rid of those. But back to that story. This is supposition. I have no knowledge of this. I might be totally wrong. But I think they got together with them and said, look, we know we want to use cheap ingredients, you know, inexpensive, let's say inexpensive ingredients. We have to, because there's no way we're going to use the best, and it's going to be $4.99 a six-pack. But we need to make it a little better, because we're getting some negative feedback, and let's see if we can improve. And I think it has improved, because I've tried this off and on since 2017. And just like with simpler times lager, they used to make a Pilsner, it's gone. That's definitely improved, because that used to be like nearly a D. Like just straight up bad, and it was like pretty good, and then it was good, and now it's even getting into approaching A or into the A- level. I don't think so, but approaching that. So Rhinelander probably said, yeah, we were seeing what, you know, we were trying to do it as low as possible, and you know, they don't do any advertising for this aside from putting it on their website. So it's got thick lacing, and this is a clean glass. It's a thick head, creamy off-white head, and the appearance, and I don't have the window shades open for daylight because it's nighttime. This is a nighttime review, so it's the dark of night outside. I wouldn't help us any here with lighting. It's brown, like they say, but it's not. It's more like tan, which is light brown. Tan is light brown. So it's. I think they should say the appearance is tan, not brown. It's not a brown ale. It's a tan India so-called pale ale. It's not that pale. All right. It's pale compared to a brown ale. All right, but you get the point. So, all right, let's go. Let's see how the 2023 edition is looking. We're now getting deeper into 2024 now, but no, I mean, we're going to look at it as we get them. Still got that idiosyncratic bosom line. There's only 2 left in the line, right? Smell. It could be the yeast they use. It's strange, but not an unpleasant smell, but it's like a butterscotch candy, which some people hate butterscotch. They'll say, I hate butterscotch. I don't know why. I could take it or leave it, but I don't hate it. I don't really eat hard candy. But yeah, it's probably not something you could give someone cold, blind. They don't know what it is, and they would say, that's an IPA. What is it? Which IPA is it? They would probably respond to you with, oh, what is that? And I don't mean in a negative way, perhaps, necessarily. Just, they would say, what is that? Like, we don't know what this is. What kind of ale? I think they would guess it's an ale. But what is it? Okay, taste. Chuzz. It's a different type of animal, but I'm going to tell you. The bitterness will build. These things always start out low bitterness, and it'll build. It'll kick in. I don't know why there's a delayed reaction on that. Yeah, second sip, it's coming in to play. It's building. It's a strange phenomena. There's breadiness, but it's like bread crust. There's definitely a bread crustiness, a toasted, like Leinenkugels made the toasted Bach, which was intentionally made to taste like, I think, toast, toasted malt. And this has that. They might be using toasted malt for pale ale. Okay, and it's pretty dark. Citrus, there's a touch of that, but it's definitely not in alignment with what we think of when we hear about citrusy IPAs. Oh, this is so citrusy. No. Or this is so piney, in the old days of beer reviewing piney IPAs. Pine oil. No. There's some of that. Not much. Oh, fruity. It's so fruity. Juicy. A juicy IPA. A juicy little thing. This is a juicy little thing. No. Nothing like that. It's more nutty than anything. Like acorns, which I believe people can eat. Walnuts, even pecans. Yeah, it's a strain. Hey, they've improved the flavor, but it's still as strange as anything, these Boatswain beers. Medium body, mostly dry finish. Sweetness level on this, I would put it at about 3 at the most. It wouldn't go higher than that. 3 out of 5 sugar cubes. Bitterness. Let's give it a good hard pour and see what happens. Yeah, that head does just the right thing. It's going to make a great photo. Bitterness, it's not coming across as the pure 79. It's up to 79 bitterness units. It's coming across like, I would guess it would be like 50. But there is a little age on the can. I mean, 255th day of 2023. We here in 2024 now, getting deeper into the year. But so, I don't know. Maybe if I had it on the 270th day of 23, it'd been more bitter. But in the cans, probably protected from the light. I don't know. It's good. It's strange though. On the strangeness scale, it's close to 100. It's peculiar. It's probably unlike any IPA you've ever had. And I could see that somebody would drink this and say that's not an India Pale Ale. That's a hoppy red ale. Something along those lines. I wouldn't take issue with that contention. And but then I would say, yeah, but what about a lot of these so-called IPAs that are nothing more really than hazy pale ales? They're not really India Pale Ales. So I could make that counter argument. But I'm not here to defend Boatswain. I'm just reviewing it. Do I buy it? Oh, I might buy it once a year. I prefer the red label myself. The double. I find it has more energetic bitterness, and it just has a little better flavor. But this is nice. Nice. Nothing great. But I'll go with an 85. No, 84. Let's go with 84. 8.4 out of 10. It's good, but questionable. Now, 10 years ago, it might have been a 74. And the answer would have been extremely questionable. So they're making progress. But you're not going to get 94 out of a, it's just not going to happen. But hey, look, on the flip side, you could pay plenty more money for a 4-pack of pint cans of IPAs that are dreadful compared to this. Total failures. And I run across that too many times in a year. Things that are $15.96 for a 4-pack, and they can't even come up to this level. And that's a sad state of affairs in the craft beer world. But it's the way it is. I was trying to tell people years ago, like 10 years ago, this thing is not going to last. I can see trouble in. It's just trouble. It's trouble coming with this industry. And they were like, "You're negative. You're probably corporate," and all of this. I was like, "No, I'm just telling you what I'm looking at. You don't see this? You can't see this happening?" No. Now look, you wake up every morning another brewery done closed down. And just go shopping. Just go shopping for craft beer. I was doing that yesterday, and I was like, look at this shelf. It's like half full. Well, 75% full. There's like the same old things on the shelf. They've been setting there since early to mid 2023, becoming artifacts, relics. The price is incredibly high. I'm looking at Bourbon. I think I'm the only person who bought Bourbon County at that store. The Bananas Foster and the Backyard Stout. They probably bought 2 cases of each. I don't think anybody's buying it. Once again, I'm detached from it. I consume it and I drink it and I talk about it, but I'm not part of it. You see what I'm saying? I'm just an observer. I'm like an outsider looking at this since 1996. And I've seen what's happened, and I'm not shocked. But anyhow, B, a good beer, but nothing to, get excited about. Obviously a B. A lot of B beers on the market. And we're going to end this review by saying y'all go to Monroe, Wisconsin, which I would like to do, and take a brewery tour.